under the lights. Dwight Jeremiah has made his way up the stairs. It can be a long flight up, but he's in one piece. Looking ahead to this matchup between Montego Bay United and Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, a really big matchup tonight for Arnett and Montego Bay. It's the one you call the 6-pointer, because for Montego Bay, they need to win this one to prevent Arnett Gardens going 6 points clear of them, and Arnett for sure would want to get that. You know, what's at stake is that second position, that automatic spot to get into the semi-finals. It wouldn't seal the deal for either of these two teams if they were to get the 3 points, but it certainly will go a long way in trying to ensure that that is the case come the playoffs. A big one for them, and the fact that both these teams, they've managed to get wins against each other this season, identical 1-0 wins. Both have occurred for each of them on home turf, so Montego Bay will be looking at that home end to feel, you know, if things go their way, then they certainly should get the win tonight. Arnett, though, is the best team in the league when they travel, but it was here at Montego Bay that that winning streak was snapped. Arnett Gardens, their form is pretty good as well, second in the overall form table, just ahead of Montego Bay, who is third. But I can tell you, tonight, you can throw the form book out the window. It's about who wants it more, and we can't tell until the ball is rolling on the pitch as the referees lead the teams out.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise as your teams
And the much awaited entrance of these teams coming on the Montego Bay Sports Complex, getting ready for this one, Donald.
Yep, here they are making their way out to the middle, and it's a big one. It really is a massive one here. These two teams have met in consequential playoff matches, and at times they would battle each other for bragging rights for the best in the country. And even though we're not quite at that critical stage in the competition, a lot riding on this matchup. The top two teams, they will go straight to the semi-finals, while the others will have to battle through a playoff process. For now, we will pause for the playing of the national anthem. Arnett Gardens, they come across to meet their hosts. A highly anticipated matchup between these two teams. But Bay United being the home team, they are the ones in majority red. Arnett Gardens decked in their full white. Fabian Reed, one shy of 100 professional goals in his career. Wayne Gordon, the other captain for Montego Bay United. Christopher Mason is the man in the middle. He'll be assisted by Kemar Gale and Keone Denton. Andre Farquharson is the fourth official. That's a discussion. That's the words of respect between the captains. As we take a look at the starting lineups of these two teams, starting with Montego Bay United, Aaron Enel in goal, Malachi Sterling, Jordan Brito, O'Dane Nish, and Devereaux McKenzie in the back line for the home team. Leonard Rankin, Lucas Lima, Jean Ferreira in the middle of the park, Owain Gordon, Shanil Thomas, of course, has scored 12 goals so far this season, and Johan Weatherly, the trio up top for Montego Bay United. And this is how Arnett Gardens will line up tonight against Montego Bay United. We do have Tyrone Williams between the sticks, the back four of Ricardo Thomas, Shane Watson, Shamari Dyer, and Tariq Jones. In the middle of the park, Marlon Martin, Jaheim Thomas, Jeremy Nelson, and up top, Shea Smith, Fabian Reed with 6 goals so far this season, and Jamon Shepherd with 2 goals, maybe playing on the flank. We'll see how they'll actually line up here on Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, Arnett is a team that really likes to attack through the wide areas. It's going to be interesting because Montego Bay United is without the suspended, as we see the game sent on the way here, without the suspended Trimingham in central defence. We've seen now they've slotted Brito. He will be paired by Nish.
Yeah, a lot of the players, or quite a few of the players I should say, that we expected to see off on national duty, and it's very much a Caribbean league now in the Jamaica Premier League, so a couple of representatives from Trinidad and Tobago not in the starting lineup for Montego Bay United, who are on the attack now with Wesley trying to get there. Wesley does well, but Ricardo Thomas recovered there, and it's going to be a corner kick early in the piece for Montego Bay United.
Yeah, it's something that Arnett wouldn't want to happen pretty early to bring the crowd into this. Weatherly, interestingly, under the new setup here at Montego Bay, technical team has been getting a lot of minutes from the start. Under Zapata was a player that was brought on a lot, and this is the part where Arnett will want to stay focused.
Well, this is Malachi Sterling to deliver. This corner kick at the near post goes all the way through, and he puts it over the bar, Johan Weatherly. Oh, yeah. Well, he's looking for his 5th goal of the campaign. Weatherly, what happened here? Yeah, couldn't quite wrap his foot around it.
Yeah, needed to. Was just in line with that near post. Needed to get around it. Just came to him. I guess put off a bit by the players in front of him. Dylan Telwell here, sitting in or standing in here for Teagat Davis. He would have done that many a times and was the man standing in at the immediate exit of Zapata before Teagat came in. So not unfamiliar to taking charge. But it's a big game.
Tariq Jones was knocked off the ball illegally, according to referee Mason. And it's going to be a free kick to Arnett Gardens.
Massive, massive 3 points at stake for these two teams.
Watson across to Thomas, and Jamon Shepherd figured that he would be patrolling that left-hand side, and now he goes the other way. Shanil Thomas on the ball, the dangerous Thomas, looking for options, goes out wide, finding his captain Gordon, lovely ball inside, but it trickles straight through in the end to Tyrone Williams, who was praying that his patience worked out, and it did.
Yeah, and we see Gilbert there, deep breath taken because Lima was bearing down, and you wonder the decision for the goalkeeper just to wait for it to come. Yeah, I tell you what, you'd have to say good judgment. It's almost like a batsman and just really leaving alone with that one just
outside the off stump.
Yeah, but just going over. Yeah, that really was good judgment, you have to say, in the end. But that was heart in mouth for a lot of the Arnett bench and fans.
Dyer along that flank. Jones making a run there, but can't beat his marker. Commits the foul, does he? Yeah, that's what referee Mason said. But there's Xavier Gilbert, the man in charge at Arnett Gardens.
Was sitting nicely just now, but after that close escape, I feel that he needs to just ensure that his charges are up to it from the get-go, because Montego Bay certainly looks like they're in for this one. Because as the table suggests, you know, 61 points for Arnett Gardens, with a 4-goal better than Montego Bay. 28 is their goal difference. Montego Bay 24, and Montego Bay have 59 points as well. So it's really the type of game you call a 6-pointer, literally.
Shepherd on it, sends this one across. Smith will get it. Decides not to use Jones. Turns it back across, and the ball goes behind for a goal kick in the end. Man in form, last couple of games, 2 goals, Shea Smith.
Yeah, and it's good for them that he has certainly stepped up to the plate, especially with them missing. There's no Arborn, who has 7 goals, and Warner Brown 18 goals, so 25 between the two, missing out of the team tonight. So they're going to have to step up the likes of Reed, who is on 6, Shea Smith on 3, Jane Thomas on 4, who has been in good form recently. Arnett has been known to really rely heavily on their wide play. It's going to be interesting to see, with Triminon out, having been suspended from red card in his last game for Montego Bay, whether or not Arnett will look to try and focus some attention centrally.
This ball played wide by Thomas. Ferreira back inside Weatherly. I don't think Ferreira was expecting that to know. Weatherly had more time and space than he thought. Now it goes the other way, and Thomas's first touch wasn't the best. Rankin playing it forward to Thomas. Weatherly asked his captain to chase and roll back the ears. Didn't go far back enough.
He ruled it out. Yeah, but Montego Bay really up for it early, winning those duels and the second balls.
Ball play forward, and Fabian Reed applying the pressure, and then the ball is put out into touch.
And it will definitely want to just stay in the game in this early stages. They will suffer a bit, but certainly don't want to get hurt early.
Ball sent out wide to Ricardo Thomas, who gives chase, has some space to work with, and he sends this one inside the box. And the header from Shea Smith straight into the arms of Aaron Ennill. And yeah, that was good stuff from Arnett Gardens. Smith, however, would have hoped that he had worked Ennill a little bit more in goal.
Yeah, certainly. We just spoke about the ball coming from wide areas. Arnett really doing well in that regard, and Thomas really sent in a looping ball, but Smith he did really well to get onto the end of it under pressure, but would feel like he could have done a bit better there. It was a good chance for Smith. But it's in those areas that Arnett will look to hurt Montego Bay, to try and stretch them and then have players going through the middle. And the wide area players on the passive side just tucking in.
Thomas trying to keep his balance, but couldn't. Was fouled in the process by Dar.
Interesting for Thomas playing through the middle. He will always drop deep and just create a vacuum behind him that will allow for runners, as the defenders will have to make up their mind whether they drop short or stay off.
Ferreira behind this for Montego Bay United. There's the launch towards the back post, and Williams comes out to collect. And it's going to be a free kick in the end for Arnett Gardens, but it looked dangerous.
Didn't look convincing also from Williams. Let's have a second look at it here. Williams coming in. I think
he
the
missed
contact.
it before the
Yeah, I
collision.
think the contact came after. Yeah, it didn't show good handling there, Williams. But they're, as they say, they are protected species, goalkeepers.
Under pressure on the guards as they try to get out of their own defensive third. Thomas now. Fabian Reed tightly marked there. A goal shy of 100 career goals, Fabian Reed.
And if he scores, we'll know if he keeps check.
No pressure tonight, I suppose. But he really wants to get it tonight, Fabian Reed. Ball tapped forward. That wasn't the most convincing clearance from Tariq Jones.
Yeah, difficult for Jones. It was coming over his shoulder. He's trying to see if he could redirect that one out for a throw-in. But went all the way for a corner. Second for Montego Bay.
Wayne Gordon to deliver for Montego Bay United. Here it comes. Good delivery, but straight into the hands of Tyrone Williams. The effort.
There's going to be Rankin who got onto the end of that one.
Now he goes the other way. And Smith looking for Jaheim Thomas. Well, that's poor there by Arnett Gardens, but they'll get it back. Looking to make amends. Jeremy Nelson, ball played forward. Fabian Reed. So close.
Yeah, you saw what he was trying to do there, just trying to lob the goalkeeper. But had a little bit more time than he probably thought he had, because a good drop off there and anticipated the header coming back. That was really good from him. That's the mark of a good striker as well. Just recognizing, not going for it, and that was Rankin's effort.
It was Rankin.
Yeah. But yeah, Reed did well to read that play, to just check his run and just to occupy that space where that second ball came. But that finish, he would have wanted a do-over. Just did lack the power and the elevation.
Nicely done by Martin. Jaheim Thomas now turning, finding Martin. Martin with the ball over the top. And, well, he could have done a lot of things with that, Odenish. But concedes the corner in the end.
Yeah, I guess we're trimming it out. Nish asked to do the role here, and not as calm as they would have liked.
They take it quickly. Ricardo Thomas inside. The header. Goal for Fabian Reed. He has done it again. And Parker Blacks from the asphalt of 4th Street, Trenchtown, to Arnett Gardens, to Sarawak, Trinidad, to Goree, Georgia, and Manipur, India, and back to Kingston, Jamaica, gets his 100th goal in his professional career. In the second city of Montego Bay, Fabian Reed with a milestone goal.
Big goal for him, and what a team to get it against. This Montego Bay United was marked from Seba United, and we know the history between Arnett and Seba, so it's a big club for him to get it against. Got a chance earlier, a glancing header, if there was ever one, because the faintest of touches from the header here, just redirecting that one into the far corner. And you know what, difficult there, all the way from Neil. And yeah, that's a big goal, that's a century. And in another sport, you raise the bat, he raised his shirt to show that he's very much appreciative of the fact that he has managed to hit that milestone.
What a career for Fabian Reed. 100 career goals, and that was his 5th goal against Montego Bay United, his 7th of the season as well. And maybe now he can relax but knowing him, he will not.
But with that strike, with that header, he showed that he was relaxed from the start. You know, he knows where the goal is. So to have scored 99 times, and why would he worry about getting into like the nervous 90s? He never looked at tonight. Even the check-in of his run earlier, when he had a chance to lob the goalkeeper, but didn't pull it off. He still looked like a man who was well composed in the final third. And how Montego Bay will rule the clearance from Nish. The lack of composure showed by him. And the effects of the missing Triminan has come to the fore for them.
How will Montego Bay United respond? This is Lucas Lima. Forced to go out wide to Weatherly. The former Monroe man wasn't on the same page as Shaniel Thomas on that occasion. And Jamon Shepherd cut down by Lima. No? Well, it's a throw-in that's been awarded to Montego Bay United. Shepherd can't believe the call. Nelson wins it back for Arnett Gardens. Jaheim Thomas on it, looking for runners. Gordon trying to get by the youngster, Tariq Jones. He got a yellow card for the celebration, by the way.
He'll take that every day for 100 goals. And it's safe to say that it was against the runner play.
Here's Shani Thomas with an effort that was charged down, comes out as far as Gordon. There's the overlapping run, decides against it, trying to find Ferreira. Gordon picks it up back and was brought down. Free kick coming up for Montego Bay United in a dangerous spot.
Yeah, I felt he should have used the overlapping run because there was a lot of space. I think it was Turlin running into that open space out wide. Ferreira was expecting that ball to be played out wide because when it came to him, he was flat-footed. But there's a second chance here for Montego Bay United to get something. Gilbert knows because we've already stated Arnett the best team on the road in this Jamaica Premier League.
Well, Owain Gordon is behind it. What can he do from here? He does have the potential to do a lot, Owain Gordon. And the time has come again for him to prove his worth and get Montego Bay United level in this contest. Tyrone Williams has constructed the wall in place. It is Gordon, and the header away. Came from behind the wall, actually, from Shane Watson. Well positioned there. Gordon won't be able to get there. And it's a goal kick coming up for Arnett Gardens.
That's massive for Arnett Gardens. They certainly wanted to get the crowd out of this as we get a shot of them there. And that goal certainly has brought the decibels down. Montego Bay, they started very quickly, sprightly as well. Had a few attempts, a few chances created, but didn't make the most of it. And Arnett Gardens against the run of play. They're leading this contest by a 1-0. It was the faintest of glancing headers from Reed, but certainly well placed precision. It wasn't about power, but more so placement. Yeah, the marking from Montego Bay is pretty much non-existent. I mean, how do you leave these three players unmarked, literally? You can't leave the likes of Fabian Reed unmarked. He's really been in good form recently. Before this game, you know, he had 4 goals in his last 4 games. One against Vere, he had 2 against Chapelton, and one against Dunbeholden. So here he is, continuing in that good goal-scoring form. And his coach did talk about him in this pre-match interview, that with the missing Warner Brown, he's confident because the likes of Reed was really in good form.
Here's Thomas now. Ricardo Thomas on it for Arnett Gardens, finding Jamon Shepherd. Shepherd sends it across, and it was too far in front of Reed and too close to Aaron Enel. It was just a couple of match days ago where Marlon Martin was celebrating his 100th appearance for Arnett Gardens. There he is, trying to get on the end of that one. Shaniel Thomas was tripped by Jeremy Nelson. Another free kick coming up for Montego Bay United. And Jamon Shepherd with 100 appearances in the Jamaica Premier League. But now they're celebrating their skipper, Fabian Reed, with 100 career goals. So the milestones they're racking up for Arnett Gardens this season.
Yeah, will they get to the big milestone of winning the title?
Ferrer's left it. Now the dink inside the box. And Arnett Gardens with the lob forward. Jaheim Thomas, was he being held back? And does well to, well, he was trying to find Smith, but there wasn't enough power on the pass.
It was an interesting free kick just now from Montego. It was really flat, Donald. Really wondering what was the plan with that.
A reminder to download the SportsMax app today from the Google Play or the App Store, as Arnett Gardens looking to make their way into Mobe's half. Nelson with a searching ball across to Smith. Smith with not a bad first touch. Reed anticipating that one, places that wide to Jones, who just a lack of concentration lost the ball.
Interesting too, since the goal, Arnett pretty much has not just grown into the game, but have pretty much taken over the contest in terms of possession and threat. They just need to settle themselves and find their way back into this one. It was only in the 12th minute that goal came.
Here's Weatherly, can't get by Dyer, who stepped out confidently but gave up possession. And Thomas sends it across to Wayne Gordon. Gordon on his right, trying to make his way inside the box, and does. Fires it across, couldn't find Pereira. And Arnett Gardens with the clearance. Mobe United will try again. Rankin. And stretching for that one and couldn't quite grasp it.
Yeah, Mackenzie out of his reach just now.
Yep. And now Arnett Gardens looking to respond. It's Fabian Reed. And did he get a touch on that one?
Yeah, he certainly did, but it was really good defensive work from Brito. He effected the block on that one as Reed looked to sweep that one in.
Here's Shaniel Thomas. Thomas with the dink inside to Weatherly. Thomas is asking for it and gets it, and the header is over the top. But it's the best move by Montego Bay United tonight.
Yeah, really good move. I felt Weatherly was going to hit it on the half volley. He didn't, but that was a good ball back into Thomas. I think it came to him just a bit too quickly based on his run. Just have a look here. That bounce, you felt Weatherly was going to strike on goal on the half volley. Came to him, yeah, I don't know, it probably just came to him a little bit quicker than he anticipated. Yeah, and yeah, that was a good block from Brito.
Yeah, it was.
In looking to sweep it in was Reed. So it's really end-to-end stuff here. But twice you felt Montego Bay could have gone at goal. I think Weatherly could have gone on the half volley. But not a bad decision to go back to Thomas. But like you said, just came at him a bit quickly.
Ball nodded inside. Thomas trying to find Smith. Not sure that was the best decision because he was covered all the way by Malachi Sterling, who's seeking options here. Nelson was being hooked by Lima.
I don't think the referee will have an easier call than that to make tonight. It's clear as day in the night here.
Yeah, the Brazilian literally taking matters into his own hands. Tried to toss Nelson out of the way. Headed away comfortably. Ferrer with another boot, but straight to Dyer. Shepherd looking for brilliant service. Overcooked on that occasion, but it was spilled. And Enil must be thanking the lucky stars above him tonight as he spilled that one, but managed to get the rebound.
Yeah, that was a regulation take for goalkeeper, but yeah, not forming the W right, just sort of grabbing at that one. And with little dew on that ball, a little bit more slippery. And showing up the floor in the technique.
Free kick has been awarded. Shea Smith is in some pain there after a bit of contact. Mackenzie. Thomas does well to nod it back. Smith inside. Reed was trying to turn on Niche. Sends it up towards the halfway line. Weatherly under pressure from Thomas. Looking for Cole. Weatherly stays on the turf. Referee says play on. And Arnett Gardens, they do. Shepherd with the dink inside. The header away though. Ferreira back there doing some defensive work. Weatherly still on the turf, and he's going to get some attention now.
Yeah, seemed to be favouring the hand. Seemed as if he fell awkwardly on that. Managed to break his fall properly. Telwell having a lot to say now because it seemed to be a little bit disjointed for Montego Bay. Not cohesive in terms of the lines being close together when they do attack. And so once Arnett picks it up, then there's a lot of spaces in between the line where they can pick it up, turn and play that ball forward. And that's the problem for Montego Bay. Each time Arnett picks the ball up, they're afforded the opportunity to play forward within 1, 2 or 3 passes. Always in transition. If you manage to get that, then you're doing well. If you afford the opponent that, then you're not doing so well. Saw Dean Weatherly there having a sip. Long-standing coach of Cornwall and did have a stint of Montego Bay as well. Now doing his thing at Falmouth United and Irwin in the schoolboy football last season.
Really under the radar.
Yeah.
What's the club again?
Falmouth United.
Falmouth United.
Yeah, more from...
Which one is more popular, Holland or Falmouth United?
Well, in Trelawney, Holland, and someone will say you're asking the wrong person, but yeah, Holland.
No, I'm asking the perfect person actually. The head coach of Holland.
No, but we've been the most popular for a long time now.
Oh.
Because of, you know, our forte with youths.
I literally hear the horn in the background. Tooting it, I see. Got it.
But Falmouth doing well in Tier 2 now, leading the tables in Tier 2, so maybe looking to make their way into the Premier League. We do hope for that in Trelawney.
Yeah, I don't mind trips out here in the west. Here is Jaheim Thomas on it, but pressure being applied by Lima. Weatherly. Flag is up for offside against Shanil Thomas, who thought that he had timed his run to perfection, but apparently he didn't. Smith looking for Reed, does well. Reed's effort over the top. Couldn't quite get over it. Fabian Reed, he's hunting more.
Yeah, good pressure applied to him. Often we see Smith take a ball down like that off the chest and rifle that one on target. Well, rifle it in the back of the net. This time not even on target, but he seemed to be up for it tonight. And he's getting a lot of joy tonight. Montego Bay affording him a lot of space, I guess. I can't say it often enough, but Trimmingham, we know the size and the physicality of him. missing in the central areas, and we did wonder if Arnett, with recognizing that, who's been known for their wide plays, would look to do some penetration centrally, and we're seeing a lot of that tonight, probably looking to take advantage of that. And Nish not showing that type of composure, and Reed really up for it. Not the recipe for Montego Bay.
Thomas on the turn does well, keeping his balance and dragging the shot wide. He was uncomfortable, but he did keep his balance, Shanil Thomas, but couldn't hit the target as he tried for his 13th goal of the season.
This type of shot which you'll describe as digging it out from under the feet, really wasn't out far enough for him to get that shot. Yeah, there you saw, just wasn't out for him to really make a stride into shooting, but really from underneath the feet, and maybe a pass to a Gordon was the better option. But in front of goal, you can't fault the 12-goal man from looking to get a baker's dozen.
Jamon Shepherd. Niche with the clearance. A baker's dozen. I've always heard that phrase, and I'm trying to understand why. Is there something in the past that hinted at a baker giving extra bread or something?
I suspect that's what it is, but I did ask it something like that, as I was told, you know, getting extra. So
when asked for buy 12 get one free,
I don't know, it's always giving away. That's what I got from it. So maybe someone out there may just text me at times. I always have my followings that will, you just give me the clarification for that. Yeah, but maybe coming up soon. Good friend Paul Reed, if listening, maybe will send me a note or two.
Because what's the insinuation is that a baker cannot count. That's what I get from it.
That's what you're getting from it.
This is Owain Gordon trying to find Thomas again, but in the way was Dyer. And Arnett Gardens, they have it. Marlon Martin on it. Across to Jamon Shepherd. Shepherd with a loft and a good find. Tariq Jones. Shea Smith. Arnett Gardens being patient on the ball, and Jones lofting it, showing the opposite of patience on that occasion. Watson back to Thomas, getting Jamon Shepherd involved. Thomas winning that header, getting Weatherly involved. Weatherly first time looking for Thomas. Thomas on the turn! And the save by Williams. It was awkward, but he was big enough to deny Shanil Thomas.
Yeah, it was a good take. It's the first touch that was exquisite from Thomas. And the pivot, lovely.
Here's Shea Smith trying to get that ball inside early. Oh, controls it well. Smith. Jamon Shepherd thinking of a shot, takes the effort, that's wide of the mark. But this is what happened earlier. Thomas with a lovely takedown and then the shot. And Williams, let's just say he did enough.
Yeah, did well to get the shot off earlier. He got a shot off, but it was underneath. Dig it out, but that one was good. The first touch though was so good.
Weatherly getting a foot there ahead of Watson, and his teammates looking for a free kick in his favor. Wasn't forthcoming.
But yeah, the clarification did come, and I guess I was right, Donald.
Reed trying to play it into space, but couldn't find his teammates. And Montego Bay United through Owain Gordon being held back by Tariq Jones still, and you know, he could get 2 yellow cards. But he'll just get one.
Yeah, for a moment I was looking for the lines on the field because it seemed it was NFL.
Yeah.
Because it certainly was that type of challenge.
He wasn't strong enough, was he?
No. Son, you have to wait until the match is finished if you want that number.
Yeah.
But talking about number, yeah, the baker's dozen, they always had an extra loaf to the dozen, I was told.
There you go.
Just for good measure, I guess.
That makes sense. Weatherly, it's a pulling contest right now. And Thomas is really asking why. Jaheim Thomas literally asking why you blow the whistle, ref, but alas. Everybody pleads their innocence, even if they're guilty.
Yeah, you get that from every player on the field, and the look on their face too. It's like, what the hell?
Bemused.
Yeah, it's just, did you see me do that? Montego Bay really need to get back grip of this game again.
They do. They've had the chances. They're looking to create one more here. Ferreira's ball inside. It's a good one! Lima's header off the bar. Still dangerous. Thomas inside. Oh, it goes by two. Mobay United players inside the 6-yard box, and none of them could get the vital touch.
Well, they'll live to regret that if things continue the way they are in this contest, because that was Brito who missed that one. Good header from Lima. Lovely service into the box. This one had the right trajectory. Lima, a spinning header onto the crossbar. And that wasn't the end of it, because once it came back into play, or onto the turf, Montego Bay, they had 2 bites at it. Even 3. Thomas across goal. Brito couldn't sort his feet out. By the time it did, it was out of play. And Arnett breathed a sigh of relief.
I think Ferreira was also inside the box for Montego Bay United as well.
It's really been an entertaining contest.
It has. Lima. Here is Mackenzie. Cuts it back to Ferreira. Ferreira tries to drive it across. You know, Chanel Thomas was waiting as the real poacher he is. But Arnett Gardens doing enough at the back. Weatherly's ball inside, looking to find the back post. Tariq Jones turns it behind for a corner kick.
Yeah, he was saying hands up, saying, I didn't know what was behind me. I didn't get a shout.
Picked up by Owain Gordon. Gordon's effort! Over the top, couldn't keep the shot down.
Yeah, trying to do what Arnett did to them with that quick corner kick, taking it short. Gordon let it fly, but flew too high. But I'd be surprised if this contest ends without another goal in it, or 2. Yeah. Williams probably just trying to break the momentum of Montego Bay United.
Because they had it.
Yeah, certainly. 3rd time going down, and just giving Arnett a breather and a chance for Gilbert to get some word across, because by the looks of things, they're bringing them back in it. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yep, animated on the sidelines.
Yeah, it's certainly not getting what he wants. His team is getting caught out on the transition, he's saying. It's just a little bit too colourful for us, but yeah, it's certainly a case in which he's definitely not getting what he wants, at least in the last 5 or 10 minutes of this contest. His son Montego Bay grow into it, and by all evidence should have been level with the amount of good looks that they've gotten, Montego Bay. And they would rue the fact that they're still a goal down. A lot for these 2 coaches. As we say, if Arnett were to win this, they open up a 6-point lead over Montego Bay in the race for 2nd place, which is an automatic semi-final spot. Montego Bay, they just want to go level on points, and if they were to win it and go level, they would put a little dent, if even to take 1 goal off that 4-goal cushion that Arnett have over them in the goal difference bracket.
It's one of those situations where you're saying that, okay, if you're going to be dropping points from here on out, you don't want to drop points against your direct competitor.
Yeah.
Marlon Martin has lost it in a dangerous area, and whether they should have supplied a better pass to Ferreira there. Watson didn't clear too well. That clearance was even worse from Nelson. It's going to go behind for a corner.
Yeah, certainly the talk from Gilbert didn't calm them down. Leave them still agitated on the edge. The crowd sensing it here, just trying to will their team back into the contest. They certainly want to get a goal before half-time.
Gordon to deliver. Here it comes. It's a good delivery that's headed away. Tariq Jones did well. Shanil Thomas will pick it up, and he's lost it to Shea Smith, who was clipped by Thomas. Smith just making sure that his skin is in place. Challenge from behind there from Shanil Thomas.
And I know that the changing of the guard at Montego Bay in terms of the coaching staff as well is in an effort to just streamline things better, and pretty sure it's because they want to secure a semi-final spot. They don't want to go through the playoffs.
Jones was being pulled by Malachi Sterling, although I think what has been awarded is a throw-in. I think Sterling got away with one there.
Yeah, certainly did. And the evidence of what we've seen earlier in the contest, I guess we can say it is, we can understand why it was let go, because it wasn't with the force or the determination that we saw with the others before. That one was a mild tug, you'd say.
Yeah, mild. Really have been impressed with Shanil Thomas and his performances this season for Montego Bay United. As Smith collects that one for Arnett Gardens, that's a good win there by Jordan Brito. Thomas again on the turn, and picks up another free kick for Montego Bay United. Yeah, 12 goals so far, Shanil Thomas.
His best ever the JPL season by far.
Oh yeah, by far.
But not only that, when you measure his improvements, is his touches in tight quarters.
Here's Gordon, gets it across, ball! What a block that was! Lima swore he scored there. But wow, denied. Almost a miraculous denial.
Yeah, Lima for the third time coming close in this contest. But yeah,
Watson was in the way.
Yeah, and he knew what he was doing. Watson, he knew about it. You know, sometimes those blocks are effective without the player knowing little about it. He certainly knew what he was doing. That was good defensive work.
Montego Bay United are certainly applying the pressure. Ball inside. Oh, goal! Leonard Rankin scores! He is a big game player, and he comes up trumps for the home team. And what do you know? Montego Bay United equalizes, and it's 1-1 here.
Rankin has certainly rocked the boat here, and it was coming. It has been coming from Montego Bay United. They've been knocking, lovely delivery from Ferreira, and Rankin found himself in a pocket of space, and boy did he make it count. Every bit of his neck muscle went into that header, certainly redirected it and added some pace to it as well. And with that, Williams just couldn't react in time, and that's the warning. Was not heeded by Arnett Gardens. Their coach trying to do his best to get them back on track. Wasn't enough, and it's nothing less than Montego Bay deserved in this contest. And the former Mount Pleasant man A man from the West has come up trumped here for Montego Bay United.
Not a bad way to open your account this season either.
No. And they certainly wanted to get that goal before halftime, because this Arnett Gardens team on the road, when they've led this season at halftime, they haven't lost the game.
Weatherly with a burst of speed, trying to find Thomas. And it was behind him. Good win there by Malachi Sterling. Can't keep it in play. It's a goal kick to Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, they've just sent it up near Montego Bay. They needed that goal. And the crowd, you have to give them credit here. So often in Jamaica, when the team not doing well, the crowd goes silent. But every opportunity, every corner kick, they tend to turn up the decibels here. And the players on the park certainly have responded. A really good header from Rankin.
Picked up well by Gordon. Referee says play on. Here's a chance! What a save by Tyrone Williams! Shaniel Thomas let loose the firecracker, and Williams diving full stretch to his right, pulled off a wonderful stop.
But it's gone down 3 times before in this contest. This is the 4th one, but definitely this one certainly deserved, because that was a really good save. That one was sneaking in the bottom corner. This angle will tell us for sure. Definitely going in. Massive, massive save, and the bounce before the goalkeeper always make it twice as difficult. But that save was superb.
Here's the corner kick from Ferreira, and the heads go up. Williams got a feather on it and goes down, and he's going to be protected by the referee as free kick will come up. 4 minutes we're hearing for stoppages.
I tell you what, Montego Bay will want this half to continue as long as possible. Arnett will want to see the end of that 4 minutes as quick as possible to get a reset. They will want to see this one continue on for sure, because their team coming alive towards the end of the first half here. Arnett really just hanging on, and their goalkeeper keeping them in this one. And as the sound system bellows out that they're alive, Montego Bay is certainly alive. This man just wants to get his team to get a top, trying to cool himself down, Xavier. The little talk that he had with his team certainly did not get through to them. He'll want 15 minutes or so to get through to them, and he'll be happy if he could get in on level pegging. Williams getting deserved treatment here, because he has been the difference between Arnett going in at level at halftime as opposed to going behind. It could yet still happen that they go behind, because a minimum of 4 minutes, and we've gone a minute out of that without playing. So we suspect we're gonna go for 5 minutes or more. And the drummers are sweating here because they've been beating the drums trying to get their team to take the lead.
What a first half we've had here in Montego Bay.
Yeah, just with the turnover in transition, Montego Bay has been so good in this last 10 minutes or so with the transitional play. And Arnett just can't find their top 3. It's been a while since we've mentioned Reed or Smith.
Nelson.
And the lines have been tighter for Montego Bay.
Tariq Jones. Nelson with the ball over the top, and it's spilled there, and Reed wins it back, and here's Smith, and Arnett Gardens, they get a gift before half-time. The spill by Anil. Reed recovered, and he did set up Shea Smith, who's on a scoring streak at the moment. 3-3, and Arnett Gardens now lead by the odd goal in 3 in Mopay.
Well, the hot streak for these strikers for Arnett Gardens continues. First it was Reed, now it is Smith. But again, Donovan Ricketts on the bench must be ruined, must be wondering what is happening to his goalkeeper. The signs were there from early. The bounce in front of the goalkeeper, always difficult, but you didn't expect that one with body behind it. He won't get an easier one than that. Smith just struck that one in. Yeah, that was really poor. Really, really poor from Enil. And it was coming because we saw him earlier with poor technique trying to catch the ball from the sky. And again, just couldn't gather that one in front of him. And just after Montego Bay had gotten themselves back in the contest, what a blow, what a dagger. White, piercing red. Just before half-time.
Ricardo Thomas has come across there and went between Bowl and Weatherly and took the contact from Mobay's number 9. The Arnett Gardens will eat up a few more seconds here. Wow.
And I think, yeah, he'll take as long as possible to get up. But whoa, crowd stunned into silence, just can't believe. And this man will say, come again. And they certainly have to come again, because with all the efforts to get back in it, to give up such a easy goal, it's hard. But they'll have to find a way, because there's so much at stake still for Montego Bay. And you could just see etched on the faces of these fans. It tells the story. The wave that they've gone through tonight, the lows, the highs, back to the lows.
Shake of the head.
Yeah,
Oh,
tells the
Gordon.
story. It's hard because it has been a struggle, it has been a fight for them, and they've given everything, the outfield players.
They have this thing in statistics in recent times about expected goals, XGs.
Yes.
Mobay United, they've created
Yeah, their
so
XG
many
was
chances.
probably in double figures, you think. I mean, it was so much pepper in the goal of Arnett.
Now here is Jeremy Nelson.
And
Tariq Jones collects it well. Nice turn from the youngster. Trying to play it along that channel. Sterling settles it down. Here's Lima. Good win there by Martin. Ball slips through to Smith. Smith skips away from McKenzie. Smith's effort, and Aaron Enil holds on at the second attempt to end this first half. It's a thriller minute, spiller minute, action-packed Monday night football game, and Rankin had thought that he had got the equalizer for Montego Bay. Well, he did get the equalizer for Mobay United. Shea Smith had got the third goal in this contest after Fabian Reed picked up his 100th professional goal by opening the scoring in this matchup. And Arnett Gardens, well, they lead in the tourist capital of Montego Bay by 2-1. And the second half, we expect it to be an equally thrilling affair. So lots to look forward to as far as the football is concerned on your home of champions USA against Panama in the CONCACAF Nations League semi-final action on SportsMax 2, Thursday 6 p.m., 7 p.m. ECT. And Paraguay against Chile as South American World Cup qualifiers resume on SportsMax Thursday 6 o'clock Jamaica time, 7 in the Eastern Caribbean. And still in World Cup qualifying action, Peru against Bolivia. That's Thursday evening, 8:30 Jamaica time, 9:30 in the Eastern Caribbean. So we're back here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, and it's Mobile United 1, Arnett Gardens 2. Did I say Tony Spalding Sports Complex? It's actually Montego Bay Sports Complex in Catherine Hall. It has been a very long evening so far, but we're looking forward to the second half. And I tell you what, Dwight Jeremiah, based on what we saw in the first half, it's queuing up to be a really good second half as well.
Yeah, you're expecting it. I mean, it really is an exciting contest, but there's so much for these two teams to fix. And maybe that's what you get when teams are not so disciplined tactically. And even when you lose some quality, because Arnett Reed, the goalkeeper coach from Montego Bay United, must be, wondering what is going on with his custodian tonight, because just can't seem to get his confidence back. That man's confidence is through the roof at the moment. Shea Smith got an easy chance and buried it, and he would have been happy for that halftime whistle and going in with the lead too. But certainly we think more goals are in it. It's just that the statistics suggest that Arnett Gardens, when they travel, they're the best road team in the Jamaica Premier League. 6 times they've led on the road at halftime. 6 times they've gone on to win it. Whether or not Montego Bay United can change that tonight, they need to, because they can't afford for Arnett to go 6 points clear, because that would almost suggest that they will have to do it through the playoffs to try and get to the semi-finals. Montego Bay United, they need to draw a level and then go ahead to draw a level overall against Arnett Gardens. That man in our shot, he's always a handful and will continue to do so, Gordon. They have the likes of Phillips on the bench, Brown coming back from injury, got about 3 or 5 minutes against Veer. Certainly they'll be looking to him because he has scored 10 goals so far this season. So that's an option for Montego Bay United to turn to the bench to see. They have a Jordan Fletcher with 4 goals so far this season on the bench as well. You suspect they'll go there sometime soon. So definitely all to play for here. And Arnett will feel like they need another goal to really settle this one.
Yeah, because they were ahead and it wasn't altogether comfortable, was it?
No, it wasn't, because when they did go ahead after that, they lost their discipline and the lines were disjointed and so much space in between the lines that Montego Bay was just pulling them apart.
Yeah.
And getting easy pass, breaking 2 lines with a pass. And both teams were guilty of that at different stages in the game. And both Arnett goals came against the run of play, you must say.
Oh, they did. And they would consider them fortunate to actually be ahead at this stage. But we are about to start the second half. How will this end? Montego Bay United to get the proceedings underway. And it's going to be a free kick pretty early for Montego Bay United. Arnett Gardens leading Mobile United by 2 goals to 1, and immediately Mobile United looking to make inroads again. They would be really confident after what happened in that first half. The delivery inside turned away. Another whistle on the play. Free kick for Arnett Gardens taken quickly. And they're going to manage the time as best as they possibly can. Arnett Gardens, Thomas receiving that throw. And Mobe United, they're all about business at the moment. Lima trying to get another attack going through Weatherly. Weatherly twisting and turning. Gets a return ball, that's lovely. Being harassed by Thomas. Weatherly, lovely find. It's Mackenzie. Dyer was in the way and it's picked up eventually by Tyrone Williams. Montego Bay United starting brightly.
Yeah, and if you're Montego Bay, you'll feel, you'll have hope because you'll think you can get back into this one because they had a lot of chances despite going into the half a goal down. Just looking to get that one across goal. Chanel Thomas was waiting for that to get to him. This man parading the touchline there for Arnett Xavier. He knows this one isn't done and dusted. And Montego Bay will definitely harbour hopes because they've certainly had some good lookings. And by the way Arnett is playing, they're always going to give them a chance or two. It's whether or not they'll take it because they did take a lot of chance before they hit the back of the net, Montego Bay.
They did.
That they have to improve on in terms of their efficiency.
But they do look bright, Mobe United. Gordon, lovely touch inside. Malachi Sterling with a run. Tried to provide the ball first time inside, but there was nobody there.
And he could have taken another touch because I don't think that the attackers were quite in that position yet.
Here's Arnett Gardens now. Jones launching this one, was looking for his captain Fabian Reed. Thomas with that delicate turn moved away from Da, who committed the infringement. Free kick coming up for Mobe United.
So much improvement in Thomas in terms of his first touch, and he's playing tight quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, the goals have come, yes, but that might have been the reason why, and you know, attributing to his goals because he's improved technically.
Gordon slips it through to Ferreira. Thomas was asking for it. And good defending by Dyer once more. Corner kick coming up for Mobe.
Good position from Dyer as well because Chanel Thomas checked his run just to try and get that cut back. But because of the position of Dyer, so good. So good.
Corner kick coming up. Delivered inside over the head of Rankin. Not clear properly, still in the danger area. They managed to hack it out of the box. And Reed heads it on. And Thomas was trying to do something with it, but couldn't figure out his actions. Gordon plays it out wide. Ferreira on it. Ferreira's ball inside. Watson had to clear it out because behind him was Chanel Thomas and he was lurking.
Yeah, Montego Bay really want to get on level pegging early. They don't want to leave this one late.
Arnett Gardens will get the free kick. Owain Gordon couldn't quite understand the call. Mobe United, they win it back. Lima did well, but got a knock to the face from Jeremy Nelson. And he gets the other card, Jeremy Nelson. Xavier Gilbert always looks annoyed on the touchline. Just to confirm the other card shown to Jeremy Nelson. A lot of chatter on the bench and from the players. Lima striding forward. Ball played inside the box, header away. Lima's attempt over the top. There was a whistle on the play.
Yeah, once the ball comes in contact with the referee, then has to stop it and drop it to the team that played it against him, the team that was in possession.
Dyer goes long. Reed getting Shepherd involved. Jamon Shepherd. Plays it to Marlon Martin, who slips that one into space. Shea Smith was trying to turn it inside. Arnett Gardens will recycle. Comes again now to Jaheim Thomas. Nelson. Nelson. Ricardo Thomas. Lost it to Shanil Thomas. Arnett Gardens, they get it back. That was a little late. Free kick coming up for Arnett Gardens. Four players are waiting on this one, and goodness me, that was wasted. Had a pretty nervous first half, did Aaron Anil.
Yeah, he certainly will need to put that first half behind him. There's nothing he can do about it again. But certainly if he puts in a stellar performance in the second half, his team will be better for it.
Shanil Thomas inside the box, cutting inside. Still Thomas looking for some help, but Arnett Gardens back in numbers. And Owain Gordon lost it. And Shepherd has it, trying to find his captain Reed. Montego Bay United returning, and Gordon forced to go wide, looking to go around Nelson. Remember, he's on a yellow card, and Nelson is the one that played it out, but only as far as Ferreira and Sterling and Rankin, the goal scorer, getting the Brazilian Lima involved. Across to Mackenzie. Mackenzie gets it back from Weatherly. Montego Bay United looking to penetrate here. Lovely give and go with Rankin Weatherly, and he spreads it up wide beautifully. And Sterling's ball inside. And here's Weatherly. The whistle goes. There was a handle ball from Thomas, I believe it was.
Yeah, it appears so. And it's certainly coming under a lot of pressure here from Montego Bay United.
A lot of pressure.
There seemed to be a handball. Is it Weatherly?
Arnett Gardens with the advantage just over Mobay United. It's a pretty interesting affair. Thomas was surrounded by three defenders and picked up the foul there. There is at least one more goal in this match, surely.
Yeah. Well, at least. I think there could be more.
Ferreira. Mackenzie! And Thomas's effort was blocked.
I really don't think he made proper contact on that one, Thomas.
Weatherly's ball inside, just out of the reach of Lucas Lima, the Brazilian.
But they're certainly piercing this Arnett Gardens defense, finding holes and gaps in it, getting around it, turning them around so often. Yeah, really didn't make proper contact there, Thomas. And then a lovely ball over the top, just out of the reach of Lima. For the second time tonight, we see a ball played in the path of Lima, just running away from him. The first was antagonizingly, just trickling away from him. This one got away from him.
Whistle on the play. And the free kick coming up for Arnett Gardens. Thomas couldn't quite hold it. Collided with his teammate. And it's a throw to Mobile United. Rankin. Sterling. Niche. Ferreira. Weatherly in a foot race with Watson. Watson gets there. The atmosphere is electric inside the Montego Bay Sports Complex in Catherine Hall as the drums continue to be beaten.
It's really an entertaining contest. And I'm pretty sure there are some neutrals here and they're enjoying this one.
Ferreira now. Dinked inside, looking for Chanel Thomas just over his head. Not cleared properly. It's Gordon. And now Sterling. Way over the top.
Yeah, many in the fans would have preferred Gordon pulling the trigger there.
Yeah.
He's the more accomplished scorer, goal scorer in this contest for them, or in that sequence of play. Should have taken on the responsibility. And that's what we've seen from him tonight. A little bit hesitant to take the shot early, always looking really for a little extra space or looking to set someone up. Just not as sharp tonight, Gordon, in terms of letting fly. Seeming as if he's waiting for an invitation to shoot. Not normally the case with him.
Nelson couldn't do a lot with that one. And Montego Bay United, they tried to press. Again, I've been impressed with Chanel Thomas and what he's done tonight. Had a couple of chances. Forced a brilliant save from Tyrone Williams. Weatherly tried to get in there, but Nelson had to make that clearance. It's another corner kick coming up for Montego Bay United. We are approaching the hour mark here. And Mobile United, or rather Arnett Gardens, they're set to make a couple of changes. But Mobile United with the corner kick, headed away. And Reed will pick it up. And there are runners for Arnett Gardens. And it's gone left to Jaheim Thomas. Thomas was swept up by Leonard Rankin.
Yeah, good defensive work there from Montego Bay. Good recovery from them. Just backed him in an area where the touchline was used and an extra defender.
Two changes coming up for Arnett Gardens. Philando Wing is coming on. Is it going to be a straight swap with Jones? Yep, it is. So Wing on for Jones. And also coming on the park is Giovanni Taylor. And he's going to be replacing Jamon Shepherd. Shepherd was given a more attacking role tonight.
Yeah, I can't say that it has been one of his stellar performances.
And Weatherly comes off, and I'm not sure the crowd is loving that change. Brian Brown, though, comes in to replace him.
I think that's what they're loving, Donald.
Well,
I mean, Shepherd, Weatherly hasn't had a bad game, but a few misplaced passes at crucial moments for him. But certainly, they're happy to see the likes of Brian Brown on the park. They're searching for goal. It's their 10-goal man.
Yeah. Let's see what he can offer. But this is Ferreira. Ferreira forced to go back. Rankin, nice little move. Going out wide to Wayne Gordon. Gordon against Ricardo Thomas. Lovely ball inside. Headed away by Dyer.
Brown was right in the mix of that one, waiting on it.
Giovanni Taylor goes long, looking for his captain Fabian Reed. But Mumbai United, they'll come calling again. Gordon has lost it. Thomas gets there, pokes it forward. On comes Arnett Gardens. Smith. Challenge coming in was really good. Had to be good from Jordan Brittle. Ball over the top. And Brian Brown was applying the pressure on the other substitute who had come on for Arnett Gardens in Philando Wing. Referee says play on. Shanil Thomas immediately marked. Taylor. I think the last touch came off Taylor, you know. Yep, throw into Montego Bay United.
And the problems we see for Arnett too is that they're really playing with two lines. It's almost like the midfield non-existent, the back line, and then they have a front set of players.
Long throw inside the box.
And some would wonder, I mean, why so open? But they know another goal for them really is massive in this one. So that's the risk they're taking. But they're pretty open here.
Yeah, pretty open. Shanil Thomas on it, trying to turn. Nelson getting a boot in. And this one is almost slipped through. Wonderful read from Nish on that occasion.
He had to, because Reed would have been on his way. And one-on-one with the goalkeeper, you know who we're betting on.
Yeah. We know. Brito goes long, getting his captain involved, but that was overcooked for the skipper.
Offside call there against Gordon. And it just taking your time now, a little extra time in getting things done. Recognizing that they do need the next goal, but they have to manage it well. And I suspect the likes of Fletcher and Phillips could enter the park. Phillips is one who could just up the tempo a bit for Montego Bay.
Yeah, that's true. Fabian Reed with the hook to Shea Smith. Smith tried to feed it inside. And he knows that was pretty close. Good to see Joel Jones back in the squad for Arnett Gardens, the big defender.
Yeah, some 4 goals this season.
Yeah, that's usually a critical statistic for a defender.
Yes. They like having that. Defenders always feel that they're good goal scorers.
Corner kick coming up for Arnett Gardens. There's the delivery. And Nelson tried to turn it inside. Gordon with the header away. Shea Smith trying to keep it alive in a battle royale with Gordon, who has won it, and makes the clearance up towards Ferreira. Brian Brown does well, shows real strength. Tried to get it by a challenge from Dyer, who's going to be in some trouble here, will he? It was just a threat from referee Mason.
Yeah.
A reminder to download the SportsMax app today from the Google Play or the App Store. Lots of football happening from all around the region and the world. Keep in touch with all the sporting happenings, including here in the Jamaica Premier League. free kick coming up for Montego Bay United. And this one, a lot on it, too much on it. Tyrone Williams accepting it gleefully.
Yeah, it's really been good for Arnett Gardens tonight, Williams. Certainly has looked much safer and surer than Aaron Enel for Montego Bay United.
Dyer pumped this upfield, looking for Giovanni Taylor. Thomas plays it out wide to Brian Brown. Brown on his left, getting Lima involved. Now Gordon, and that was deflected by Dyer. I think it was Dyer, or maybe it was Wing. Regardless, it's a corner kick coming up for Montego Bay United.
Yeah, and a chance for Arnett to really set themselves up properly because they were stretched here by Montego Bay United. There was Dyer. He's having a really good performance, Dyer.
Gordon with the corner kick, it's a good one. Again, looking for Rankin, but Dyer with the critical header away. Another corner kick coming up.
It's going to have to continue to be big for Arnett Gardens, Dyer.
Corner kick to Mobay United. Here's the delivery inside the header, and the follow-up. Lima puts it away. Lucas Lima, the Brazilian, on the score sheet for the home team. And the equalizer, absolutely telling because of Lima's accuracy. And it's 2-2 in Mobay.
Yeah, well, certainly I don't think Xavier is pleased with what happened, but he certainly is, Lima, because he was quickest to react. It was a good save initially from Williams, but there's certainly some things here that Arnett is not pleased with. Lima there with that save, I'm not sure what they're making the fuss about. Must be something wrong before that. Let's have a look here. Must be saying that there was a shove. I think they're contesting that there was a shove on Watson. Yeah, probably saying there was a shove on Watson.
I don't think there's a lot in that. I don't think there's a lot in that at all.
Probably saying Brito had a shove on Watson. That must be the contention inside there. But based on what we've seen from the referee in this one, you'd say equity because he's allowed some stuff to slide. And when you look at that one, that would fall into the set that he would have allowed to slide earlier. He won't care, he won't mind, because what has happened is that Montego Bay is back on level pegging.
And now Mobay United will be making a couple more changes. One of them, Jordan Fletcher.
But we did talk about the likes of Fletcher coming in, and it's about to happen. Fletcher, as we say, some 4 goals so far this season. Daniel Reed also looking to check in.
And Daniel Reed with 6 goals so far this season. No, 1 goal so far this season.
You caused me to double check because I was wondering. I had one on my paper, but I didn't want to say it yet. But yeah, certainly 1 goal so far for Daniel Reed.
And Arnett Gardens will be making a change in goal with Jay Williams coming on for Tyrone Williams. Well, what a time for you to come in the cauldron here.
Must have got injured after making that save because he has been good for them. Fletcher in for Ferreira.
who else has come off?
Ranking out.
Rankin also out. So the goal scorer, one of them now,
And
taken out.
And the assist maker, or the assist goal maker, rather, in Ferreira. But there we have a conference from a yellow card showing to Lima. Not sure what, if it was the
celebration
with the corner flag remove and the... Yeah, now he's saying, he's been told by his teammate, just keep your head for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
There's confirmation, Reed in for Rankin. Can Montego Bay inflict
They're going to go for it, aren't
a
they?
defeat on Arnett, the likes they've not seen this season in terms of losing a game that they were leading at halftime on the road? It's certainly seen his team gone ahead twice against the run of play. And the evidence of what we've seen, Donald, we did say at least one more goal in it. We've gotten that, but we think it could be more. But maybe on the evidence of what we've seen, a draw would be something that you'd say maybe reasonable. Montego Bay would say we've created a lot more chances.
Yeah.
Arnett would say, well, we've been very effective in front of goal. I'd say for the neutral, would like to see a winner here.
You'd like to see one more goal?
Yes.
At least.
At least.
The call going in favor of Arnett Gardens. Brian Brown with a shocked
that look
expression
again
on his face. Really innocent there. Flailing arm.
Yeah. He will say he didn't know much about it. Hence his reaction.
Hopeful ball looking for Reed. Was there a handle ball there? There was no appeal from the Arnett Gardens players. And Fletcher doing well to hold up the ball. Lovely bit of skill, but the pass couldn't quite find it. Daniel Reed. And Thomas slips this one through. It's Fabian Reed. Reed goes down in the box. And the defenders tell him to get up immediately. Christopher Mason says play on, and Montego United will. Gordon gets the return, plays it forward. Shaniel Thomas drives this one over the top.
Yeah, always getting under it, Thomas. But end-to-end action there. And I guess for Arnett, they now see why the call wasn't given in their favor on the goal that they conceded. That one too, not much in it. No, that was from side-ons, and he was going down once. He felt the contact, Reed. And he's an experienced wily customer, so he knows.
I think Nish also got a little bit of the ball as well.
Yeah, but it was not from behind even the shove. So, yeah, good call.
Good wrestle there by Dyer. Now Giovanni Taylor. It's a proper battle with Deborah McKenzie.
Yeah, he came out on top there, McKenzie. And you know, in the normal circumstances, you feel Arnett will look at this and say, okay, it's a good point to have on the road, so just batten down now and make changes in that regard. But based on what is at stake, the fact that you can go 6 points clear,
yeah,
that's
just give yourself some breathing room,
yeah,
right?
that is always going to cause them to want to go for the winner. Makes for a good contest.
Sterling on it. Ball gone through. Brian Brown on his left. He shot his charge down. It goes behind. Roger Williams couldn't keep it in play. It's a corner kick coming up for Montego Bay United.
Yeah,
What a game.
And probably happy that he got the corner kick now, because I think that ball would have gone straight to the goalkeeper, because it was just a dink over the top. But they've scored from 2 set pieces, somewhat Montego Bay United. So Arnett haven't done well with the set pieces.
Ball coming inside the box. Williams punches it away.
And he had to come too, because there were 2 Montego Bay United players right under that one.
Fletcher on it. Niche playing it across to Devereaux McKenzie. Needed better service there. So to Jaheim Thomas. Oh, almost gave the ball away, and they probably will via throw.
Well, but both teams just giving the ball away cheaply there. But this is really a proper contest.
It is. Chanel Thomas. Jordan Fletcher trying to find his captain, who will pick it up but can't find Chanel Thomas in the process. Nelson. Searching ball out wide to Giovanni Taylor. Taylor running into space. That's a good challenge from McKenzie, but Thomas sends it out wide. Smith stops it across. Oh, it went by Fabian Reed. And Taylor inside the box.
Yeah, and he can't believe it. Xavier, that was a good move from Arnett out wide, and a teasing ball across the 6-yard box. Smith just can't believe none of his attackers really got onto the end of that one.
Too much on it.
Yeah, it was a substitute, Taylor. Yeah, just a little bit. But you would have expected them to really gamble once it went out wide.
Yeah. Martin finding Shea Smith. Reed is waiting on him in the middle. Comes across. Niche is in the way. But Smith gets it back. Straight to Enil, who holds on.
When he was looking to the event just now, because he had provided and served up a good chance for Arnett. This time it fell to him, looking to pass the ball into goal for the 2nd time in the contest, but just couldn't beat the bodies in front. It's anybody's game.
It is.
Any one of these 2 teams can win it.
Take your pick. Arnett Gardens or Montego Bay United. 4 goals shared in this contest. Who will come out on top? Will we have another goal in this contest? I think so. I think so. We have 11 minutes to go.
I hope so.
At least.
But I would have to agree with you on what we've seen. At least one more.
Martin wins that one. Should have provided a better ball there.
Yeah, that one needed to go over the top, and I think that's where Arnett is getting joy. Down that right side with Shea Smith. Montego Bay just tucking in a bit too much.
Ball lofted across to Jordan Fletcher. McKenzie. Lovely stuff. McKenzie gets it back. Out wide to Owain Gordon. Gordon! Oh! Just wide! And there were 3 players waiting in the 6-yard box as well. But the shot just missed the far post. That was close.
Well, anything you can do, we can do it better. So say Montego Bay United. We saw Arnett having 2 players missing, but that was from about 6 yards or 5 yards out. This was about from a yard out. Just look here. Yeah, that was just... They thought it was going in. I guess they thought it was going in. But you have to make sure, Brian Brown. You just have to make sure.
Here's Gordon. Gordon with the dink. Inside. Lovely stuff. Brown was trying to make his way through. Still has it. And then it's going to be a goal kick to Arnett Gardens.
Is it a game of misses? We've seen 4 goals, but we've seen a lot more misses in this one.
But they weren't necessarily bad misses.
No, not at all. Not saying that.
Just near misses.
Just near misses.
Gordon lost this one, was looking for Chanel Thomas.
And I tell you what, if there's ever an advert for the Jamaica Premier League, this is just
would be
one.
it, right?
I mean, you could take clips from start to finish and it would be a good advert.
It would be. Monday Night Football at its very best in the tourist capital of Montego Bay.
And we've come to expect this from Arnett and Montego Bay / Seba. It's been way back that we've been having these type of contests between these arch rivals. And credit to these players to continue that trend.
Ricardo Thomas's ball inside, looking for Reed. Left alone to Taylor. Miskicked it. Now here's Wing. Back to Giovanni Taylor. Taylor's ball inside. Reed tries to take it down, but Mobay United will come away with it. And this is Wayne Gordon. And Thomas skips neatly away from Dyer. Chanel Thomas couldn't supply the ball to Fletcher. The intervention was so critical.
Was critical. Dyer made a calculated risk there to go and try and nip it off Thomas, but lovely from Thomas.
This is Jaheim Thomas now looking for Taylor. In the way was a Danish. And Montego Bay United will try again. Daniel Reed forced to go back. Stabbed forward. Fletcher lost it. Now here's Jaheim Thomas. Plays it out wide. Fabian Reed, the captain, into dangerous territory. Couldn't find a teammate. Reed trying to go long. Ricardo Thomas intercepting and immediately finding Shea Smith. The crowd quiet in Montego as Smith beats one. Smith's ball inside, looking for Reed. The header straight to Enel.
I almost thought there was a hand in it just now.
I thought so too. But there was no reaction from the Montego players.
No, the referee, I thought there was some hand in it.
Free kick will go the way of Arnett Gardens. Here's the ball inside. And there was a handball.
There was some hand in it, but no reaction, yeah.
Well, that would have been interesting if that had gone in.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like it would have been chalked off.
We're going to confirm to you in a little while about the change that's being made. We didn't have that name in our squad, but we'll confirm to you.
I think it's
just
Benny.
a while.
I think it's Benny.
Oh, it's Che Benny.
Che Benny.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Che Benny.
Wayne Gordon couldn't add to his 5 goals this season.
Ball played inside, the hand on it, not clear properly. It's with Smith! He blasted over the top! What a big chance for Arnett Gardens! Again, the opportunity for the winner, and Shea Smith could not find the target.
And he needed some composure there. Lovely ball across. And then he'll just parried it into the path of Smith. And oh, you expected the net to bulge just now with the form that he's in and the way he's shaped up for that one.
Yeah. Wow. What a game.
This is the type of game you just don't want to end. Fletcher will get the card.
Yeah. A little excessive, I think. A little. Time to take a look at our SportsMax app moment of the game. And it's this one. Wonderful save. Tyrone Williams in goal on that occasion. Chanel Thomas with the effort. And the ball had bounced just in front of Williams. And Thomas letting fly. Oh, that's brilliant all round. And that's our SportsMax app moment of the game.
That's a big moment. Big moment. It's since been substituted, Williams.
Here is Chanel Thomas. Was taken out. Referee.
Yeah, they didn't want it stopped because Montego Bay had the ball. And Dyer, not for the first time, stepping up, calculating, but miscalculating, one would say. Yeah, very late. And it's the second time that he has gone upfield for Thomas.
He has an issue with his knee as well, I think. Dyer.
I hope the referee puts on about 10 minutes of stoppage time. I don't mind working overtime tonight.
and what's happening there is there's a bit of argy-bargy. There's Nish involved.
Yeah.
Fabian Reed also there. Philando Wing has come into the equation. Reed continues his tirade against the Mobe United defender. But it's just a very strong conversation at the moment. But Dyer, who doesn't usually stay down, is down. But it's a bigger issue, I think, for Chanel Thomas. The stretcher is on.
Yeah.
And he's not a player to stay down for no purpose. Well, he's being helped up onto his feet.
Shoulder fell awkwardly.
He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, he's done. The signal is that he's done.
Oh yeah,
that is very painful when that shoulder slips out. Really painful. Tears. Thomas in tears. And I think for two reasons, the pain that he's feeling and also having to leave the park
at such a crucial
with the game
time
in the balance, yeah. And that is painful, Donna. You can see it there, you see, yeah. Let's hope it's just slipped out, not broken.
Yeah, and he
slipped
just
out. That's
what
that's what's saying. It's slipped. It's definitely out. Sometimes you have it pop back in, and Dyer recognized that Thomas is danger and he's gotten the yellow card because he did step up before, and Thomas really danced around him, and he has been trying to get the calculation right. But all his effort has just resulted in Thomas having to come out.
Joel Jones, by the way, returns for Arnett Gardens after a spell on the sidelines.
Yep. Some 4 goals so far. Some goals in him. Arnett looking for it. Dyer, based on what has been happening in the game, few miscalculation and the yellow card, just ensuring that they do give themselves a chance and keep 11 on the park. Gilbert taking no chance.
So a free kick coming up for Montego United. It's Che Benny across to take it. There's Benny's ball inside, and Arnett Gardens handles it. Reed plays it out wide. Nish is in the attacking third and does enough to win a corner kick for Montego United. 6 minutes of stoppages to be played.
Short of the 4 I wanted, but yeah,
the 8.
Short of the 4.
Oh,
short
you
of
wanted
the 10
that you wanted, yeah.
Yeah, so short of 4.
I think there probably should have been a little more than 6.
I think so too. Yeah, immediately to the ambulance, see if they can probably get him some painkillers and then try and get it back in.
Yeah, they're probably going to go to the hospital for that to be done. Yeah. Benny to the lift up for Montego United. Here's the corner kick, and the back post heads go up. Good reach by Roger Williams.
Massive, massive reach from him.
Mackenzie on it. Benny slips it inside. Fletcher has some space to work in, decided not to attack. Went all the way back, and Arnett Gardens, they've lost it. and they're trying to pounce there, but there's so many players back for Montego Bay United.
Yeah, just keeping a balance there, Mobay. They're chasing it, but they're just making sure they have cover. So just keeping 4 back and
not giving away well, not converting Fabian Reed. That's a big chance for Arnett Gardens, but he must have been frightened with the fact that he got such a big opportunity.
And if there's one player that Arnett wanted that ball to fall to, it would have been Reed.
Yeah.
But just look here. Let's see if we have to give the defender some credit here in terms of the first touch from Reed, then the touch inside. But yeah, the recovery from Nish.
Was there a deflection on it?
But yeah, you would have expected him to really sort his feet out much quicker there, Reed. Seems as if
there was a deflection on it. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a few things then.
Yeah.
Corner kick coming up for Arnett Gardens. We are in stoppage time. Arnett Gardens looking for the winner here. Philando Wing across to take this kick, and they'll have another chance to do it.
And he'll be happy to get another chance to do it because that was really poor. Too flat somewhat. Not sure if they were trying to, because they haven't really vacated that near post area enough to suggest that that's where they want to play it into.
Arnett Gardens still looking for the clincher. What can be done with this corner kick? Taken short. Smith. Jaheim Thomas. Thomas was being held by Daniel Reed, and Arnett Gardens, they have a free kick at the top of the D.
Yeah, big moment here for Arnett Gardens. Yeah, Daniel Reed, yes, certainly a free kick. There's a lot of bodies in front of him. Daniel Reed probably didn't need to commit that infringement. It's a bit central and close, so maybe difficult. You suspect Arnett may want to shift it somewhat. I'm expecting a big wall.
I thought you were going to say you're expecting a big war, because there was some discussion as to who will take it for Arnett Gardens. Nelson is there. Giovanni Taylor, the youngster, is there. Philando Wing is also there for Arnett Gardens. We're midway stoppage time. This could be a really critical moment for the home team as well as for Arnett Gardens.
You think Wing will have a big say in this one?
The wall being constructed. 5 Mobay United players in that wall. Who will it be? Taylor, Nelson, or Wing?
I think it's more Wing or Taylor, but
let's see.
Too close, maybe.
Critical period. It's Taylor trying to go under the wall. There's an appeal for a handled ball. Arnett Gardens with it. Jaheim Thomas lost possession, and Fletcher trying to boot it upfield. Mobay United still with the possession. There's the hack upfield, and that goes into touch.
Wouldn't be surprised if we get 2 more minutes added on to that 6. Didn't really hit it well, struck too high on the ball.
But I think he was being clever there, Giovanni Taylor.
But there was the player lying on the ground to prevent that.
Probably didn't see him.
It was a big wall.
Final minute by our watch, unofficial of course.
I think we'll go up to about 8:98.
Nelson.
But in all of this, there have been many players who have really affected the game.
Oh, yes, the play of the match.
I really feel Lima has been big for Mobay.
I think so too.
In terms of breaking up play, but being a threat. Yes, he has scored, but he has been a threat too, hitting the crossbar and all.
Arnett Gardens with one final set piece coming up. Nelson trying to play it out wide, but that was the most convincing clearance by Mobay United. And Arnett will try again. Nelson. Thomas. Taylor trying to send it out wide to Smith, but the interception there. And Malachi Sterling to Benny. Benny couldn't find Sterling. And this one hacked upfield. Not a lot of time remaining, seconds in fact, and the referee has seen enough. Montego Bay United and Arnett Gardens, they share the spoils in Montego Bay. And Fabian Reed marked this game with a big moment, personal moment for him, 100 career goals. And Shea Smith also on the score sheet for Arnett Gardens. Leonard Rankin had got the first equalizer before Lucas Lima had scored the other goal for Montego Bay United. And so, after all of that drama, after one of the best adverts of the Jamaica Premier League this season, the points are shared equally in Montego Bay. Final score, Montego Bay United 1, or rather Montego Bay United 2, Arnett Gardens 2. Let's take a look at the highlights here, and quite a few highlights. This one almost turned goalwards by Johan Weatherly. Montego Bay United were doing a lot of the running. This one played inside to Lima, just away from Lima and into the hands of Tyrone Williams. And then Williams had to do some more work there, taking that catch. And then the ball played upfield, not headed away properly. And Reed finding Aaron Enel. Arnett Gardens responding in kind, and there's the goal. 100 career goals for Fabian Parker Blacks Reed. Had space inside the box. That's a delightful header. It really was. And Arnett Gardens with the advantage in Montego Bay. Yep. He wanted this moment. And here's Weatherly. Ball inside. That was a lovely first touch from Shanil Thomas, and what a save by Tyrone Williams. And then Pereira's ball inside the box, found Lima, the header off the bar. Shanil Thomas driving that one across the 6-yard box, and nobody could touch it home for Montego Bay United. That was close. Ball inside the area, and it was Rankin with the goal. Wonderful header. And they were back in it. Montego Bay United, that's a good header. It really was. And it was 1-1 inside the Montego Bay Sports Complex. Williams was rooted to the spot. They were loving it. And then play continuing. Janil Thomas picking it up. What a save that was. Tyrone Williams full stretch to his right, getting a strong hand on it, denying Shanil Thomas. And then the spill from Enil, and Reed setting up Smith. Easy for the number 11. That's 3 goals in 3 matches for the Arnett Gardens man. Reed doing well, supplying Shea Smith. And Arnett Gardens with the go-ahead goal just before the halftime interval. Yeah, this is just in the first 45 minutes, folks. But Montego Bay United, they were behind, but they came out in the second half pressing. Another magnificent save, but couldn't deny that attempt. Lucas Lima with the goal. It was a wonderful delivery from Pereira. The header saved initially by Williams, and then the follow-up by the Brazilian, emphatic in the roof of the net. And Williams was taken out of the firing line. And that's all she wrote for this match. Yeah, I tell you, we couldn't show all the highlights, but let's take a look at the statistics here. We'd have been here all night, I suppose. Montego Bay United with 15 attempts, 7 on target. Arnett Gardens with 11 attempts, 7 of which were on target. Montego Bay United with 17 fouls, rather. Arnett Gardens with 12. And you can see that it was a really physical game. 14 corners for Mobe United, who also had the majority of the possession as well at 52%.
Yeah, Fabian Reed, your player of the game. And there's your trophy for being a player of the game, the Sunshine Snacks player of the game. Now, Fabian Reed, I guess when you score a 100 goal, and when you do it in any game, it's hard not to be selected as the player of the game. But tell me what it's like to actually achieve such a landmark.
First, I have to thank Father God, thank my teammate to help me to reach my 100 career goal, yeah, and get a draw in the game this evening. It's a good feelings getting a draw and come from a 5 hours so traveling and get a draw. So it's a good feelings.
It's not only, you know, a lot of times in another sport, when you're in the 90s in cricket, you say you get nervous. There was nothing nervous about you tonight. There was calm, composed. You even got an assist in this game as well. I mean, coming into this game, knowing that it was a landmark, a possibility to achieve a landmark, how did you feel coming into it?
First, the coach tells us that we know the task of this game, that we must win, or we must get a point. So we come here, we tell us, the teammate, tell ourselves that we have to go out there and fight. You understand? And he's an experienced player. Nervous, I think I passed them stage right now. I'm not saying I'm bigger than it, but you understand? I'm not saying I'm nervous, but I passed them stage right now.
I have two more for you, but one of them is, what was it like playing in a game like this? Because we were watching it from the commentary box, and it was really entertaining and a really good advert for Jamaica Premier League.
Yeah, over the years, you know, for Moby and Arnett Gardens, I think are the rival over the years. So when you come to Moby or you come to Arnett to play, it's always going to be a rival. So coming in this game, we know the task and we know the fight we have to come with. And over the years, we always fight and we never say die, never give up.
But I said I had two. Now this is the last one. Now a lot of persons didn't see it. I'm going to ask you, and no, you can't get a yellow card for it, so you can go ahead and show it. What's on the shirt? So just tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Fabian Reed. Yeah, B for Papa Blacks, and you know, 100 career goal. Yeah, awesome, Fabian Reed, 13. Yeah, awesome. Congratulations. Not many achieved this feat, but you're a goal scorer extraordinaire, and long may it continue.
Yeah, man, thank you, man. I think we need to get one more of this, because the last time we get one of the match, they didn't give me. So I really need it.
We're going to make sure you get it,
yeah,
for sure.
I have two sons, and they're growing up, and I really want to show them what I achieve in football.
We'll make sure you get that
one.
All right,
okay then.
All right,
Thank
there you go.
Yeah,
there, Fabian Reed played the game. Excellent, excellent for him in terms of achieving 100 career goal. I mean, massive, massive. I mean, it's an entertaining game for everybody watching. I mean, but for coaches, it's a nightmare. I mean, the players just tossed the tactical book out the window, and it was just open attacking, free-flowing football. What was it like coaching in this one? I
mean, I'm disappointed with some aspect. Happy that we managed to at least get a point out of the game, you know. But such is the nature of it. We didn't deal with the set pieces at all. And then if we're not dealing with something very well, don't give them any.
Yeah.
We'll give them too many corners tonight, you know. Some different things that we didn't do defensively. I mean, Thomas came in the midfield, we allowed him to turn and play the ball in behind us, and you know, once we do that, we're asking for trouble. So I think some aspects, some part of the game we managed it well, and the other aspect we totally forget what we're supposed to do.
I saw you very agitated, animated on the touchline at one stage, got very colourful as well. Was it more about the lines not being tied close enough and just affording Montego Bay too much time to really pass forward?
Exactly. We have to condense the space. Our back line were way too far, you know, and our rest defense wasn't up on par tonight, you know. And those balls, once it beat the second line, too much space for them, you know. And we did it sometimes to show you. A lot of times we did it, we won the ball and we were able to keep them under pressure. But a lot of times we were just lazy in coming up and allow them that space there, you know.
Step out of your coach's hat and just tell me about this game in terms of how entertaining it was.
I mean, yes, it was entertaining. Action on both ends of the pitch. And that's how it is, you know. And I thought, I mean, things could have gone differently, but tough place to come and play. Happy that we didn't lose all points tonight.
Well, happy you walk away still satisfied with some stuff, and the fact that the second place is still up for grabs. All the best in your encounters to come.
Yeah, man, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, there we have it. Xavier really felt that there's a lot of things that didn't go the way he wanted it to. I mean, twice your team had to come from behind tonight, but that must be pleasing for you in terms of the fight they showed and the determination to walk away from this game with something.
Well, this game come like it's a 6-pointer, right? You're playing the team in second, you in third. You know, you want to come out here, you want to perform in front of the fans. You know, coming from behind, you know, 2 times with a lot of chances. I think we deserve more than a point from this game, knowing that it's a home game. And not taking away nothing from Arnett Gardens. They're a good team. They created, right? But we created even more. And this game should even finish on first half.
What do you make of the performance of Lima tonight? Because I think for Montego Bay, probably was your standout player in terms of breaking up play, but always ever present, creating threat, scoring as well, hitting the crossbar with an effort. What do you make of his performance?
Well, that's why you get in these overseas players, just to impact your squad, right? And we know what Lima can do, based on, you know, breaking up plays and also control the tempo of the game. So I think he have a good game tonight.
What do you make now of the fight for second place?
Well, it's just game at a time. We just got to push the guys. You know, we have a game on Thursday again. Mullines, you know, the teams on the bottom is very difficult to play. So just to get them, you know, organized, recovery, and hopefully we can come out here Thursday and execute again.
Well, all the best, Coach.
Okay.
Good performance tonight in terms of entertainment.
Thank you.
Yeah, entertaining to say the least as we take a look at the results, the full results. Match week 30. Malines United, Chapelton Maroons ending 1-1. 1-0. Humberline over Harbourview. Portman United sold to that scoreline over Veer United. Timothy Gardens leaving it late against Woodhouse, winning by the odd goal in 5. Cavalier clipping Dunbeholden by a goal to 0, and Mobay United and Arnett Gardens drawing 2-2. And this is what the table looks like now. Mount Pleasant on top. They do have a game in hand though, but the gap closed down to 6 points. Arnett Gardens in second on 62. Montego Bay United in third spot on 60. A bit of a gap to Portman United, Cavalier, and Racing United in the top 6. Timothy Gardens, they have overtaken Woodhouse to now be in 7th spot. Woodhouse in 8th, and you can see the relegation zone. Chapelton Maroons, Veer United, but Humberland with that critical win out of the relegation zone at the moment. And it's going to be tight. It really is going to be tight at the bottom of the table as well. Lots of football to look forward to, including one of the semi-finals in the CONCACAF Nations League on SportsMax 2. USA against Panama, 6 o'clock Jamaica time, 7 ECT. And South American World Cup qualifying on SportsMax Paraguay against Chile, Thursday 6 p.m., 7 p.m. ECT. Also on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 9:30 ECT, Peru against Bolivia. South American World Cup qualifying action on the home of champions. Well, it was thrilling, wasn't it? A wonderful advert for the Ray Neville Jamaica Premier League. Montego Bay United and Arnett Gardens in a battle that we will remember for some time, and they share the spoils at the end of it all. It's been a privilege bringing this game to you, and on behalf of the hard-working production team here at the home of champions, it's goodbye for the final time from the tourist capital of Montego Bay.